This is the live podcast with Manuel, living in full expression. There's a moment in life when you stop waiting for permission and you decide, this is it. I'm not living half a life anymore. I'm going all in. And when that moment comes, everything changes. Welcome to the live podcast with me, Manuel, where we take the limits off, throw out the excuses, and unleash the life you were designed to live. And today we are going to talk about the moment you decide, not the moment you think about it, not the moment you wish for it, but the moment you make an unshakable, non-negotiable decision that your life will never be the same. And here's what I've learned over time coaching several people. In every transformation I've seen, a real decision changes your behavior instantly. If you haven't changed your behavior, you haven't truly decided. You've just preferred something, and preferences don't change lives, decisions do. So here's a little story about my experience. Before I resigned from my banking job, I felt stuck, felt stressed, and undervalued. For 5 years, I told myself I wanted a change. For 5 good years, I just kept saying I needed a change. And then one day, something inside of me broke. I looked myself in the mirror and I said, enough, I'm done living like this. That same week, that very week, I tendered my resignation the same day I resumed from my annual leave. What changed? Not the situation, not the environment. I changed my state. I simply decided. So how do you create that kind of moment? I'm going to give you 3 simple steps that you can create that moment when you decide to change your life. The step number 1 is you need to leverage on yourself. You will never create lasting change until staying the same becomes more painful for you than changing. I'm going to repeat that again. You would never create a lasting change until staying the same or staying in that same situation becomes more painful than changing itself. So this is what you're going to ask yourself. If I keep living like I am right now for the next 5 years, what will it cost me? What will it cost you to continue to live in that particular condition, that particular stage where you're not willing to make a change? What will it cost you emotionally? What will it cost you physically? What will it cost you financially in your relationship? What will that state or that situation where you are right now, what will it cost you? You need to ask yourself that question. Feel what it will cost you. Ask yourself. The truth is, this next 5 years would definitely come. This next 1 year would definitely come. But the question is, when it comes, will you be on the same level where you used to be? Or something would have changed for you? So you want to ask yourself that question. And the step number 2 is you want to see the pleasure in the change you're looking out for. Remember, human beings will always move towards pleasure just as much as away from pain. So you want to see the pleasure that changing will bring to your life. You need to ask yourself, if I changed right now, what could my life look like in the next 6 months, 1 year, 3 years from now, 5 years from now? What would my life look like? That's the question you want to ask yourself. How will I feel about myself? Who will benefit because I choose to change? Maybe you want to lose weight. Ask yourself, if I lose weight today, how will I feel about myself? What about people around me? How would they benefit from me losing weight? They'll feel more proud about me. You just want to ask yourself that question. And the 3rd step is you want to make it non-negotiable. Burn the bridge. Tell someone, remove the escape route. Anything that will make you go back, you want to remove it. That reminds me of the story that Napoleon Hill shared in his book, Think and Grow Rich, about a commander who took his soldiers to battle, and as soon as they had crossed the river, he asked them to burn the boat. And when they did, all the men were surprised. Why would our commander ask us to burn the boat that brought us to this place? And he said to them, it's either we win or we all die. And because there's no retreat, no surrender, it means we have to win. So you have to get to that point where you make it non-negotiable that you're going to stick to that change and say it loud every time, even right now, and say, this is who I am now, and this is my standard. And You want to commit to that decision that come what may, you're going to stick to it. And why would this be? Because you have seen the pleasure of you changing. You want to keep that picture in your mind. Every time you play that picture in your mind, it reminds you of why you need to remain consistent in this decision you have taken. Remember, you are staying away from pain, which is you have remembered, you have imagined, you have asked yourself what it will cost you to remain in that situation. So that is a pain you need to stay away from, and now you're moving to the pleasure of knowing or feeling or enjoying what it will look like for you to change. So make the pain more painful that you don't want to go back there, and make the pleasure more pleasurable that you desire to go there. So if you do this, that would help you sustain that decision. And of course, you need to take action. Now, here are some quick exercises I would want you to do right now. Just do this exercise. You want to grab a piece of paper, and we're going to do this little exercise. I want you to write this down. Number one, the area of your life you are done tolerating. What is that area of your life that you're done playing small? You want to write it down. That area of your life that if it changes, everything will change for you. You want to write that down. What is that area of your life that is making you play small? Write it down. Now, the next thing you want to do is, what is it costing you to stay the same? Write it down. What is it costing you financially? What is it costing you emotionally? What is it costing you in your relationship? In all area of your life, what is this costing you? You want to write that down and even make it more painful by describing how you feel about what is costing you. Make it more painful, because it is in this place you want to tend away from it. Sometimes you might not understand that these things are costing you this until you sit down to analyze it and put them down on a paper for you to begin to see what is costing you. All right. The next thing you want to do for me right now is, what is the exact standard you are raising from this day forward? I had a training one time with some of my coaching clients, and I was talking to them about naming that part of you that tolerated the lower standard of you. For example, someone could say, procrastinating Paul, lazy Lisa. You give that name so that it feels bad for you to be identified with that name. And now in this part, you want to write the opposite of what you want to experience. You can say productive Paul. Now you can now put something that would give you a good identity that you'll be proud of. And the last thing you want to do is, you want to write for me what action you would take immediately towards this new standard you have set for yourself. This is very important. Writing this down can just end up in a paper, but when you take action in the direction of this new standard you have set for yourself, it begins to become an identity. And remember, is as you keep doing it, it becomes part of you. So you have to be consistent in doing this, in taking this action. So you need to take that action immediately to confirm to your brain that this is the new standard you have set for yourself. So you want to put this somewhere where you can see it every day when you wake up in the morning. You want to see it, put it in your mirror, in your fridge, your phone wallpaper, wherever you can put it, and it will always remind you of this new identity you have created for yourself. Remember, life doesn't change because the calendar flips. Life changes because you flip the switch inside, and that switch is called decision. So you're not here to exist. You are here to live fully, unapologetically, and make your life a masterpiece. Let it be because you came that many will be impacted. Don't live small. Don't play small. You have to remember that you are here to live, and to live in full expression. All right. If this episode has helped you today, if this episode has impacted you today, I want you to do two things for me. Number one, I want you to share your decision moment with me. You can DM me, you can send me a note about it. And then number two, kindly share this episode with someone you love. Who knows? This might just be what they need to transform their lives. So your moment is now, and you have to decide. And until I come your way in our next episode, keep living in full expression